Okay, so let's just jump right in. We all think of AI as this futuristic thing, right? Something that's all about tomorrow. But what if I told you its biggest job is actually rewriting our past? Yeah, what we're about to get into is a total twist on, well, everything.
I mean, you see it everywhere, right? It's running the stock market, predicting crime, powering these massive billion-dollar industries. It's supposed to be the engine of the future, always pushing forward. But, and this is where it gets really interesting, that same exact technology is now looking backwards. It's using all that power to dig up secrets that have been buried for centuries. And we're not talking about small stuff. We're talking about secrets of power, of control, and the real reason why some of the greatest civilizations in history just vanished. And look, this isn't just some random theory. For literally thousands of years, the smartest people on the planet were completely stumped by these mysteries. But now, AI is starting to find the answers. And honestly, what it's digging up is, well, it's way more disturbing than anyone ever imagined. Okay, so first up, let's look at these incredible ancient structures. You know, the ones we've always written off as, I don't know, primitive or just plain impossible. Well, it turns out AI is showing us that what we thought was magic was actually incredibly advanced technology that we just didn't understand.
All right, let's talk about the Great Pyramid. The question has always been, how in the world did they move these 80-ton blocks with no modern machines? For years, everyone just assumed, brute force and ramps. But then AI gets involved. It crunches satellite images, analyzes soil data, and what does it find? An entire buried system of water canals. They weren't dragging the stones, they were floating them into place. But wait, it gets crazier. AI simulations then showed the pyramid's inner chambers line up almost perfectly with the Earth's magnetic field. This wasn't just building something, this was high-level science.
Okay, next stop, Stonehenge. We've all heard the theories, right? It's a calendar, a place for rituals, but none of it ever felt quite right. So scientists fed the data into an AI and had it analyze the acoustics. And the discovery is just mind-blowing. Stonehenge wasn't a calendar. It was a sound chamber, a massive one specifically engineered to amplify certain low-frequency sounds. And those are the exact frequencies that can influence the human brain. We're talking about a technology for mass psychological control, a tool to influence huge crowds of people.
So, okay, we've just seen how unbelievably advanced these ancient societies were. But that begs the question, what happened to them? Why did they fall? AI is showing us it usually wasn't some big invasion from the outside. No, the real rot, it came from within. And it always seemed to center around one key thing: who controlled the most vital resources? Let's take Angkor, for example. This place was once bigger than modern-day New York City. Its entire civilization was built on this incredibly complex water management system. And then, poof, it just vanished. No signs of a major war, no invasion. So what happened? Well, AI crunched centuries of climate data and ancient maps and found the culprit: a series of devastating droughts. Suddenly, their greatest strength, this water system, became their biggest weakness. But here's the kicker, the part that AI uncovered. The leaders didn't share what little water was left. They redirected it to the elite, to their palaces, and left everyone else to starve. The whole system just broke down from the inside.
And what about the Nazca Lines in Peru? You know, those giant drawings in the desert that you can only see from way up in the sky? What was the point? Again, AI to the rescue. It cross-referenced satellite images with underground water maps, and it turns out they weren't art at all. They were maps, survival guides pointing to secret, hidden underground water sources. If you had this map, you had the power to decide who lived and who died. Because back then, controlling the water, well, that meant you controlled absolutely everything.
And this pattern isn't just about physical things like water. Our last case here shows that the exact same rules apply to something that might be even more powerful: the control of knowledge itself.
So check this out, the Voynich Manuscript. For 600 years, nobody could crack it. It's written in this bizarre language with strange drawings. Experts thought it was either a brilliant hoax or maybe a book of magic spells. Then AI language models took a look, and they figured it out. It's not a language, it's a code, a kind of compression system, like a medieval zip file designed to hide information. So what was so important it needed to be hidden? Well, the AI started identifying the plants in the drawings, and they were herbs used for women's health, for reproductive medicine. This book wasn't magic, it was science. Science that was considered dangerous, a threat to the power of the church and the state at the time. Okay, so when you start putting all these pieces together, the pyramids, Stonehenge, Angkor,
you realize these aren't just separate random stories. AI didn't just solve a few old mysteries. It exposed something much bigger. A formula, a shockingly consistent formula for how great civilizations destroy themselves.
And here's the formula. It's almost frighteningly simple. Step 1, a society creates some kind of advanced technology. Step 2, that technology allows power to become concentrated in the hands of a few. Step 3, that power is then used to control a critical resource, whether it's water or sound or knowledge. And then, step 4, when a crisis hits, that whole system doesn't just bend, it breaks, catastrophically. The big takeaway here is that these amazing cultures weren't destroyed because they were primitive. They were destroyed by misusing their own incredible intelligence.
And this is the moment where the whole story flips from being about ancient history to being about us, right here, right now. Because what AI is showing us isn't just some dusty old tale. The past, it turns out, is an echo of our own world. Just think about it for a second. What were their ultimate tools of power? These incredibly complex water systems, sound chambers to influence crowds, secret codes to control knowledge. These were the most advanced, most trusted technologies of their time.
Okay, now look at ours. Our financial markets, our crime prediction software, our automated military systems, entire industries, all being handed over to algorithms. We are putting our most critical systems, our entire society, in the hands of AI. We're trusting it with our survival the exact same way they trusted their own technologies. The parallel is, well, it's chilling, and you just can't ignore it.
So what's the point of all this? What's the real lesson here? Is that history doesn't just repeat itself on its own, by accident. No, it repeats when power, especially power that's supercharged by new technology, forgets that it has limits.
And that leaves us with one last, pretty heavy question. You have to wonder, is AI showing us all of this right now, at this exact moment, for a reason? Is it possible it isn't just solving these ancient mysteries to tell us about the past, but to give us a direct and maybe a final warning about our own future?